chains and set us free. Riders on the prairie, wild and free. Bows and arrows, cold 45's decree. No more tyranny, no more lies. Under open skies we rise. Fight, fight, fight till we reclaim the night. Cowboys and Indians in the blazing light. Fight, fight, fight till the dawn is near. We'll never live in fear. On the blood moon, we all unite. Horses thunder in the night. No longer slaves to the empire's might. Strength in numbers, strength in right. We'll never rise. On the blood moon, we unite. Horses thunder in the night.
Welcome, my fellow tribe of patriots from all around the country, to another episode of the Cowboys and Indians podcast. I'm your host, the Native Patriot. Of course, with me today is Steve at Steve Loves Ammo. You can just call him Steve, though. He actually prefers that. How you doing today, Steve?
Brother, I am great. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I got a lot of disturbing news about. I had a concerned friend send me some information about Washington State, which is where I live, obviously,
Right.
and the kind of things they're going to be teaching in schools. So we'll go over that a little bit later today. I know that the title of the video today is about the confirmation
Yes, sir.
coming up. We only have 7 days until inauguration. 7 very long days, mind you.
Man, it's been long since November 5th. It feels like years ago. And every single day that passes by, every single morning I post like how many days until inauguration day, and I'm like, oh my God, we still have a week left. But it'll be here quicker than we know it. But confirmation week, this is the week that this is the solid week that we need. We need all of Trump's cabinet to be confirmed.
Yeah, and this is the test for the Republican Party and how they want to play it. We can test who is going to be or who's going to share the vision of the MAGA movement and who's going to impede it and show their true RINO colors. Because
We'll see.
tomorrow we have 3 hearings or 3 confirmations for Doug Collins, Pete Hegseth, and Doug Burgum. I know you're rooting for Pete.
Yeah, I think Doug Burgum has been postponed till Thursday. I believe I saw that on the lamestream media.
Ah,
I think it's only 2 tomorrow. But yeah, Big Pete's who I'm rooting for tomorrow.
what's going on, Oklahoma man? Yeah, Republican Party. They're a
Yeah,
joke.
Ronnie.
They're a
They are.
joke. I know.
Yeah.
I say it all the time, man. I'm not a Republican, not a Democrat. I don't even claim to be a conservative. I'm a free-thinking patriot of this country.
Definitely. Yeah, I kind of wanted to say a little bit about Pete. I've been really supporting Pete for a very long time. I think he was one of the premier focal points, and probably the only reason that I would tune in to Fox News every now and then, because he was on Fox and Friends and stuff, and I really like what he has to say. But in my opinion, Pete Hegseth is the correct choice for Secretary of Defense, and I'm gonna tell you why. Is because Pete Hegseth he's a veteran, right? He received Bronze Star, a lot of accolades throughout his military service. He's a very intelligent person, and he is a man that understands the military-industrial complex. And that is exactly what we need as Secretary of Defense. Not only a man that has actually deployed and been overseas in combat environments, this man wants to stop these endless wars. And this is the man that we actually need to be there, because he is looking for the troops. He's not looking out for lobbyists and all these other interests and Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, all these guys that are making tons of money and they're getting kickbacks one way or the other. He is not invested in that. He actually is taking a pay cut by leaving Fox News and joining the Department of Defense. So all of these things tied together, he is the perfect fit, and I hope he gets voted in right away.
Yeah, and I mean, you said it's time for politics to change, and I think that uh, with these confirmations, we're going to be able to see who's on board and really draw some more clear lines between the rhinos and the MAGA party.
Oh
Because,
yeah,
like you said about Pete Hegseth, I mean, this man is in it because he believes in the job, as
yep,
opposed to wanting to get into the in crowd and make some more back money in the back rooms as we kind of move along here in the next couple of years. So I
hmm
hope we don't see any of these people fall. I know that Trump has a lot of trust in these guys, and it's a
yep.
lot different than his first time around. He
Oh
understood
yes,
that this time it needs to be solid people in these
hmm
positions, and I think Pete Hegseth is one of those men.
to be quite honest, I did not even consider him for sec def. And whenever Trump announced it, I was like, "Holy balls, dude! That is actually a really good idea." Because so Trump doesn't show his hand at all,
Yeah.
right? He he has that Trump card, and it's been coined for that for a reason. Because what he does is very unconventional. He even reached out to the Democrat Party. Have any Democrats reached out to Republicans these last 4 years? Oh, maybe those shitheads, Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, who actually blocked me on X. Fucking bastard. But anyways, you know what I'm saying. Like Trump, he wants to make America first, and whoever he sees fit, race, whatever, gender, party, whoever is perfect to get into that position. RFK, for example, that's another great pick in my opinion. So we'll see. We'll see how this week plays out, and I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, Ronnie asked a question here. He said, "So, what do you guys think California is going to be the new Ukraine for the next 4 years?"
hmm
Um, as far as like a money pit for tax dollars,
Yeah,
I
I,
think
I
that's
kind of think
what
that's
he's
what he's
referring
alluding
to.
to because, dude, like, there's so much billions of dollars of damage already. But you know what? Trump does have an upper hand here with the mass deportation. He can literally withhold federal funding if they don't comply with the federal deportation program. So it could be a way to strong arm Newsom, in my opinion. But you know how the lamestream media is gonna be like, "Oh, Trump's holding money from disaster
Quid pro
victims."
quo.
They don't give a fuck about him. Like, let's be real about it.
Yeah, I mean,
He,
kind of right.
yeah, he's.
I mean, in all reality, he was a '90s Democrat. I mean,
Mhm.
that's what he was. And I'm not saying that like '90s Republicans were any better back then, but
Right.
in all reality, a lot of his stances like close the border, bring jobs back, free speech, like all that shit is very very basic.
What
And
exactly what the '90s Democrats were preaching too.
hmm
Clinton was a huge supporter of closing the border, or at least deporting, or some sort of slowing down the mass, infiltration from Mexico. But you know, Trump kind of meets the middle of the road, and that's why he knows the art of the deal, and he's able to like reach across and grab these people that best fit for certain purposes. I don't. It's not really Democrats or Republicans anymore. It's us, the MAGA movement, versus the globalist communist scumbags. And that's, I think Trump has opened up eyes for a lot of people regarding that. And I think what really solidified that was the Obama years. I mean, we're still feeling them right now. And Obama was, if Hillary Clinton won in 2016, America would be toast right now. And the only person that stepped up and took America in some sort of correct direction was Donald Trump. So, and Ronnie Chapa does make a good point that the illegal starting fires isn't a natural disaster. So, yeah, good luck.
yeah, I mean, really, as far as California goes, it seems like there's decades of mismanagement and dereliction
hmm
of duty that have finally come to a point. Like think about what was it, 2005 when Hurricane Katrina hit and
hmm
all the levees and dams broke in
Right.
New Orleans.
hmm
it's kind of the same thing to where it's a perfect storm, and all the consequences are felt at once because we have the technology to build levees that could withstand a storm that happens once every 1,000 years, but they didn't build it for that. They built it because they had all these deals with their buddies and contractors and who can get the basically the most expensive bid, but make the most money on it.
Correct.
Is what
Yes.
they went for, so the money could be shifted hands, and the people paid for that. Now you're seeing the same exact thing in California with decades of mismanagement, not cleaning up the forest. He was warned several times. You
Yes.
need water, you need forest management, and he didn't do
Yep.
either of those things. And then they were too worried about putting in black lesbians, so they can virtue signal about, hey, look
Yeah.
how inclusive we are. And
Right.
and now there's a ton of people on X whining about how how would a white person have done any better in this position? It's like, that's not the point. The point is that you guys were focused on hiring black lesbians instead of the job and who's most competent for it. That's the point.
I am really at the point of being like, figure it out. California has the 6th largest GDP in the entire world. Why can't they pay for this? Why aren't people asking more questions where this money is going? California gets bailed out all the time by the federal government. Why aren't people addressing this type of issue? They have all these projects. I think maybe it was a bridge or an Amtrak. I can't remember exactly, where they invested billions into this, and only maybe a quarter-mile stretch was built. It's insane, dude. Like, the Doge that Elon Musk wants to create, and I really hope that it does get created, that's going to, in my opinion, that would figure a lot of these things out. Who is it? Rand Paul. He puts out the Festivus report. If you would read how much money is just being wasted, like $12 billion to Pakistan for gender studies. You know what? I could have done it for $2 million and just send them an email that says there are only 2 of them. Thank you. I'll collect my paycheck.
Yeah, and I mean, how many people got hooked up with internet? How many charging stations did they make over the past 4 years that they promised with the billions of dollars that they spent on those? I mean, those 2 projects alone, the hooking up internet and charging stations for their electric cars. It's like, what was it, like 4 or was it 7 charging stations were built? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
something
don't
like
remember.
that, dude. It's ridiculous.
Some really low number. And then nobody got connected to internet, but who knows where the money went? It's just, whoopsie daisy. It's gone now.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy. Hopefully, man, I really do feel for the people of California at some sort of fashion. But at the end of the day, I do know there is rampant voter fraud in the state of California. But at what point are these people going to say enough? Like, in my opinion, Gavin Newsom and Mayor Bass should be arrested. This is a complete dereliction of duty to their constituents. And you know what? If it was me or you that did something like this on our job, or say we had some sort of other egregious behavior, we would be under the jail right now. And these fucking politicians are getting a pass. And I am sick and tired of it, dude. Like, we have got to hold these people accountable, or they're just going to continue this shit over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, I have some sympathy for him as well, because since I live in Washington State, a very, very liberal state overall, maybe due to voter fraud, more than likely. But I didn't vote for any of this. I technically, in my state, I've lost every single election. Everybody I've ever voted for, I mean, apart from Trump, but everybody else I've ever voted for, it's like nobody ever wins.
Yeah,
because I'm just outnumbered.
Is okay. So I don't know the laws behind this, but is there a way to federally ban universal mail-in voting? Because that is the problem.
I would imagine.
I don't 100% know, so I don't want to speak out of turn on that. But as far like Washington and California, in my opinion, they're lost. If the voting has to be cleaned up.
Oregon too.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. That whole coast,
The
whole
entire West Coast.
Yeah.
It definitely needs cleaning up. And man, it actually sucks because I I mean it's a beautiful state, and
Hmm.
California was the same way. I mean, just look at all the. I mean, that's why all the rich people lived, in L.A. and
Hmm.
is because it is a beautiful state and
But
area.
that's yeah,
But
that's undeniable.
hmm make the West
But
Coast great again. Guns and liberty. That's yeah. Hell
I
yeah.
love that tag.
I did. I'm definitely gonna have. I mean, I'm gonna try. I don't know exactly how to do this. We're looking into a couple groups, that my wife and I can kind of join. I don't really like. I'm not really a joiner. I don't like joining groups.
Mm.
That's why I started the Patriots Prayer Network, so that way we can kind of build our own momentum. But I'm kind of realizing that the podcast is not a money maker, right? there's
Right,
there is some benefits to joining groups because there's different fundraisers that you can do, and
right.
I've been trying to rack my brain to figure out how we can start raising some funds so we can become a little bit more active.
Hmm.
Like next month we're going to CPAC. We have
Yes.
a spot on Media Row. We're going to be interviewed. Like we'll be right next to like the fake news media, like Fox News and CNN and all the
Hmm.
all the multi-million dollar
Yeah, probably
media
Real America's
companies.
Voice and all these people.
Yeah,
Yeah. Think Alex Jones has a spot or no?
I don't
I
know.
was kind of kidding.
I'd have to check on that. That'd be
Yeah.
cool though.
Yeah. Filled out my press passes today. Got to walk through with Eddie just to make sure got everything good to go. So I just got to shop for some nice clothing so I don't look like,
I know,
old
dude.
Texan hillbilly.
He keeps telling me that too. He's like, you got to figure out what you're gonna wear, and I'm like,
He told me to
I
say,
don't know.
you're going to wear, Maurice will wear sleeves.
I'm not wearing
He's, a,
sleeves.
he's like, it's going to be cold. Okay.
So
Yeah, right. Be a
I
man.
I'm terrible with the heat, man. I'm okay with the cold. The cold's
Oh
fine.
man, I love the heat. I love it. I can't wait till summer.
Dude, I'm a coastal Indian. I'm not a plains Indian. I don't like being around that heat. It's too
Hey,
much.
speaking of, since we're still on the topic of California, do you want to pull up that? Yeah, I had read that comment. Yeah, now that I'm reflecting back on that, yeah, the federal law can't
Yeah.
go into state
I'm
elections.
sure
I don't even.
they could implement something like voter ID. That is
Right.
something that they probably could do. It's like, hey, we need to ensure that Americans are voting, and that's something they could do.
Yeah.
But really, you don't want the federal government telling the states how to run their elections,
Yeah,
because
that's very true.
if it was another Biden in power, then
Mhm.
all the people behind the scenes would be figuring out how to control the states in their favor. I mean, both
Very
parties would
true.
obviously do that. They
Well,
would
yeah,
want
yeah.
to skew it to their favor, which is it's one of the benefits of having uh the states control themselves. But when a state like Washington runs
Hmm.
rampant, and it's been a heavy Democrat run
Hmm.
state for
Yeah.
decades now. I mean, Republicans haven't won in like the entire time I've been an adult. Maybe when I was a little kid we had a Republican.
Hmm.
Although I don't recall. So we're
So
just screwed here, man.
something just popped into my head that it was kind of a scary thought. So we're 7 days away from Trump being inaugurated as president, right? What do
Yeah.
you think? Do you think there's a wild card that Biden is holding on to before, within this last week?
That Biden is holding on to? No. That
Mhm.
the deep state is? Probably.
Well, yeah, when I say Biden, I think everybody just assumes that it's deep state or Obama.
Yeah. Well, I think they now this is pure speculation,
Hmm.
but I believe the deep state planted the pipe bombs on January 6th. I could
Oh
see
yeah,
them doing something like that again.
oh yeah, that's CIA in my
Hmm.
opinion. But I'm probably gonna get raided right now because I said that CIA. But anyways, last 7 days, I'm not a betting man, but if I had to put a little bit of money, I think the first more likely, I would say more likely and then least likely. more likely would be maybe a pardon for Joe Biden himself, like Biden giving himself a preemptive
He's
pardon.
going to preemptively pardon himself, you think?
Maybe that would be the
Hmm.
most likely of the two. I'm pulling wild cards, right? This is
All right,
not
yeah,
like,
yeah.
this is kind of like,
I could see it because if they're, dude, I'm sure that the amount of executive orders that Trump is going to sign on the first day is going to shock this country. People are going to
yeah,
be just like absolutely blown away as to exactly. I mean,
yeah,
I don't even know what Trump's going to do. I'm just hoping that he's not like a lame duck. You know, I
yeah,
want to see action,
for
instant
sure.
action.
And that's one of my concerns because I remember what happened between 2016 and 2018 after Trump won and Ted Cruz, dude, he was ballistic and all these other people. But my least likely wild card would be a blanket amnesty for illegals.
Oh, I don't think
That would
is is that legal?
that would probably get
I guess
tied
it
up in
doesn't matter.
courts.
They don't give a
Yeah,
shit if it's legal or not.
yeah, they don't give a shit. But yeah, that was just kind of, I don't know, just a thought that popped in my head. But
But they still wouldn't be citizens. So you can't just say that anybody in the country right now is going to be is now deemed a citizen. Like
mm,
that would be an insane thing to do. But I mean, I
yeah,
guess they've done crazy shit before. So
I mean, they tried to go after Trump twice, so I don't put anything past these people. But do you want to
Spellman
play
in
that?
'81, yeah, yeah. Spellman in '81 was the last Republican governor in Washington. Okay, I was -10, so
And I was -3, so
yeah, I was born in '91. So yeah,
oh,
Democrats have been running
young
this state
buck.
into the ground my entire life. It has slowly gotten worse and worse. So hooray! But you guys don't worry. California has a savior coming. Listen to Biden's words.
And I want to be clear, we're not waiting
hear
until
it?
those fires are over to start helping the victims. We're getting them help right now, as you all know. People impacted by these fires are going to receive one-time payment of $770, one-time payment. So
Garbage.
they can quickly purchase things like water, baby formula, and prescriptions. So far, nearly 6,000 survivors have registered to do just that, and $5.1 million has gone out. And I want to be clear,
Yeah.
Insane, dude. $770 a one-time payment when we're giving thousands to these illegals every single month. We're sending billions over to Ukraine. It's horseshit, dude. As an American, you should be pissed because the Biden administration or the whatever you want to call them, the regime, they haven't done a single fucking
Legion.
thing for Americans.
I like calling them Legion because biblically the demons kind of refer to themselves as, I am Legion. And it's kind of how I feel the entire deep state that's been working behind the scenes for the last 4 years.
Yep.
That's kind of the energy I get from them. So I like to call it the Biden Legion. But
I'll start using that from now on. Oh, yeah, Ronnie said they get $20 more than the South. Things are
Legion,
more
man.
expensive in California, guys.
Yeah, yeah,
$20.
$770. So that's a joke. It's like they could withhold. I mean, for most people, if they withheld a month of federal taxes, they would make more money than that.
Yeah.
Like a lot more. Just like, hey, instead of giving tax dollars back, just let them keep it for a month. Just
Yeah.
1 month, and the overwhelming majority of people
Mhm.
would make a shit ton more money. And for the people that like really can't, the people that aren't working or whatever.
Right.
I mean, I don't even know what $700 would do if everything's burned down. It's like, okay, I got it digitized to my bank account, but yeah, were you
When
going
you
to
find
swipe
their
a card
ATM
somewhere?
on fire.
No. Yeah.
Jeez, man.
So, yeah, that's
Uh,
that's Biden's big plan to save California. Here's $770, guy. I know you lost your house and your cars and your entire hometown, but here's $770.
like, man, you bring up a good point about the taxes because here in Texas, what they do to kind of stimulate the economy probably once a quarter, they'll hold a tax-free weekend. So
What?
everything you go purchase, yeah, dude, I'm telling you, Texas the bomb diggity. Like,
Oh, but it's
I
hot.
would just have a good air conditioning and you'll be fine. But yeah, once a quarter, Texas will hold a tax-free weekend where you can go wherever throughout the state, and whatever you purchase is tax-free. And it's just they do that to stimulate the economy, But no
Hmm.
word of that from Gavin Newsom. Tax-free until forever, or at least a couple of months to help these people out. No, they need that money to come in so they can go piss it off somewhere else for this DEI woke bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of people aren't technically working right now, so
Well, firefighters are.
yeah. But I mean, if a lot of the stores are burned down, and
Yeah.
if their cars are gone, I mean, I guess maybe that's a flaw in the plan. But it's like the $770. Is this because I know that in the South and
Mhm.
Maui, the $750 that they were given is a loan, like they have to pay it back.
Correct.
Is this
So
one a loan as well?
I didn't really read into it, but I'm sure it's well, it's California, so they're probably just going to give them the money.
More likely.
Let's be honest about it. But I'm sure you can find the details on it. But yeah, anyways, $770. That's what your livelihood is worth. These Californians are getting, dude, shafted every single angle, and
Just Americans
it-
in general, man. Biden,
dude.
the Biden Legion has never given a shit about Americans.
Mm-mm. Yep.
I mean,
since
he
2021.
just gave away $500 million to Ukraine the other day. So another $500 million.
I wish I could talk to Zelensky because I would tell him I want a full refund, or I'm just going to claim you as a dependent on my taxes next year, which I should have been all along. That would have been pretty funny.
I
Like
wonder
dependent.
if that would fly. If you just like tried like Zelensky,
Vladimir
Ukraine.
Zelensky,
Yeah.
and then
Also,
just put
I mean, fuck.
put like $200 billion.
Well, what's like your cut? Like if you're head of the household, out of $200 billion, and out of, I mean, I don't know how many eligible tax how that
Taxpaying
would
Americans.
split up. Yeah, but you could probably do the math.
I think we're only around 60 to 70% taxpaying Americans, I believe. We have a lot of people on the welfare program.
So we could say 150 million Americans, 200 million. I don't know.
We're at 600
Well,
million, I believe.
No.
No, we're not. I don't know.
It's like 320 or 340.
No, maybe so.
Is
What the hell am I
what they're.
thinking? I don't know.
That's the estimate, but they don't factor in the 20 plus million illegals that they just let in. So
Right.
and there's probably more than that too, because they downplay those numbers all the time. But
Oh,
Tom
yeah.
Homan's going to come in and start swinging. It is going
dude, I
shit
can't
is going to
wait.
change with Tom Homan, man. That guy is a badass.
He's creating a hotline
Oh
to
yeah.
not self-deport, to to report in illegals. So
Mhm.
I hope there's a bounty, because that's going to become my full-time job, because I know right there north of Houston, I know where there's a huge community. Be like calling in.
Here we go. 34 to 36,000. Boom.
Johnny on the spot.
Yep. So that's write it off on your taxes. Actually, this isn't financial advice.
Yeah, right.
Don't sue me. But hey, I mean, would it really hurt to try?
I don't know. We don't have a big podcast, so I don't want to be like 10 people that would actually do that. So, oh man.
Hey, I mean, I'm gonna tell my tax lady this year. Hey, write in Volodymyr Zelensky as a dependent, because
He's like a little dude that's like 4'7". He's always hanging around, semi-important people. He's always wearing combat attire, even though he's like in a suit and tie environment. You'll find him.
the propaganda that came out about that guy, right? Like when Russia invaded and they had all these crazy stories, the ghost of Ukraine
Oh
and
yeah.
uh I don't really remember the stories now, but I remember them hyping up Zelensky a lot. Like he was some badass, and then all of a sudden you kind of look into it and you're like, wait a minute, this guy's just an actor. Like he's literally an actor. He's a
Legit,
comedian.
yes.
And it's
Puppet
a little
dude.
sus. It's a
Yeah,
little
he's an
sus.
actual puppet. Yeah.
I know.
And do we even want to talk about the Azov Battalion, the actual Ukrainian Nazis? I've seen videos of
Nazis.
ISIS, the Nazis. I've seen ISIS fighters helping out Ukrainians. It's the Wild West.
This guy's high as fuck. Who?
Me? I don't do
Zelensky?
drugs. Oh, probably,
I don't
maybe.
either.
Hunter
I'm
Biden is,
tired.
for sure, without a doubt. I know.
I got about 2 hours of sleep last night, so.
Oh, we got a YouTube comment.
Oh, YouTube. Dawn. How are you doing? Which YouTube are you on? Are you on the Patriots Prayer? Because I started streaming to my YouTube, actually. I'm going to revive that channel and start making videos again. I think every video on my YouTube channel, I say that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make some videos. I know I am. And then I have like 20 videos in total. So
How many
Yeah,
views total,
Zelensky.
do you think?
views on like probably 20,000.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, well, there's like 16,000 on one. So
Mm,
oh, Dawn's on the Patriots Prayer. I mean, that's good.
yeah.
I got my YouTube subscribers like 3 years ago, so I don't even know if I
Oh,
popped
man.
up, they'd be like, "Who the hell's this guy?" What? My hair's a lot longer now, though. I'll tell you what.
Yep.
In some of the videos,
Oh.
my hair was like right here.
Okay, so you were kind of into awkward phase.
Yeah, I mean, it still looked good. The gray hair.
Oh, yeah. Boys do look good. Oh, my God.
I was actually thinking about donating my hair. At least, like, I think they need 10 inches or 12 inches. So I think it's long enough to the point where I wouldn't have to start from scratch. I could, I think so. So
Mm.
I found y'all on YouTube from X. Oh,
Nice.
thanks, Freedom and Liberty. I appreciate that.
Very cool.
And I mean, our YouTube channel is like, I don't promote the YouTube channel at all because, okay. I mean, I appreciate that. And there's, it's hard for me to say that I want to do this because I do believe that the hair you grow on your head is an extension of your nervous system. So when you have longer hair, you're like, you can be more in tune with the people around you. And so that does make me a little nervous, but for most of my life, I had a buzz cut. So,
Right.
but
I
also
think
if I could bless a child with like, this hair as a wig, that'd be great. That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
A kid
your
going through
luscious
cancer,
locks.
having a hard time. Yeah. Here, take this beautiful hair. And, hopefully it makes your day and week
Yeah.
life. Hopefully it makes this time easier as you go through whatever treatment you're going through. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I had cancer when I was 14. It was a really aggressive kind of thyroid cancer. I didn't have to go through chemo, so I didn't lose my hair. I just went through radiation treatment. So,
Right.
but I mean, it's not like an easy time. So
Yeah, for sure.
I can't
But
imagine
it's a noble
the kids
cause,
that
man.
need it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to figure that out though and
Yeah.
see how I
So
can,
we have
how I can manage
this
that.
week. This week's Pete Hegseth. We have John Ratcliffe for CIA. I think that's later this week. Pam Bondi twice, I believe. Tuesday and Thursday. Can't remember. I saw some stuff about that, but
Scott Turner, Lee Zeldin, Pam Bondi. Yeah, she's on Thursday. And Wednesday. Yeah, you're right.
oh, Wednesday
John
and Thursday.
Ratcliffe.
Okay, got that
Yeah.
mixed.
Marco Rubio, for Secretary of State. Yeah, I mean, these are all going to be going on between like 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. So it's going to go by fairly quick. I mean, it's like early in the morning. I mean, for me on the West Coast, it's like, 6 a.m. to 7
Yeah.
a.m. So pretty much as soon as I get onto X, I'm going to be either upset or happy. I don't know.
Man, I'm just gonna pray. I'm gonna hope that everybody's a first time vote, and like you said earlier in the podcast, we're gonna really find out who is gonna backstab Donald Trump
Mm-hmm.
again. So it'll be an interesting week.
So Don asked, when is Tulsi Gabbard? I don't think that it's verified yet. So she doesn't actually have the hearing set or the confirmation set,
You should-
as far as I know.
hang on, I took a picture of it. Actually, that's correct. Yeah, I don't see it on the agenda for this week. So
Mm-hmm. So that'll come later, and it's the same thing with Kash Patel. It's
FBI.
it's not set in stone yet. So these things are going to be, I mean, unfortunately, Kash Patel is going to have to be confirmed after Trump is inaugurated. But in all reality, he might be holding Kash Patel like back from getting confirmed beforehand, so he can have a little bit more influence on what happens. So maybe these ones here are supposed to be like the, knock him out of the park. Everybody gets confirmed.
Could be. Yeah, but okay. So that's
Except
the
for
schedule.
Pete Hegseth.
Yeah. Well,
I
okay.
think
So
he's gonna,
that's
dude. I think they're gonna confirm him. I got to be completely honest. Just gonna.
yeah.
Just
Talk about a
gonna go
huge
smoothly.
upgrade.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. So I see the schedule's up until Thursday, but I guess maybe they would do it over the weekend. I would assume, because I don't think it would be Monday morning before.
I don't think they're gonna work over the weekend. That's asking a lot. That's
Oh,
asking a
well.
lot. That's overtime. I mean, they already got to do 2 hours in one day for 3 days in a row. It's gonna be
Yeah,
tough.
I guess you make a valid point. You schmucks. All right, man. What else we have on the agenda for tonight?
Well, you did
Oh, we
catch
have
some
one.
footage of me.
Oh yes. Oh, this is.
Of course, Steve tagged me in this. It's only 7 seconds long, but I'm sure everybody can relate to. I mean, I don't know about all that, but they can relate to, back in the day having those cartridges and
Yeah, you have to blow into
trying
them.
to clean those damn things out.
Dude, I saw that video. I was like, oh no, I have to post this on X and tag Maurice. Didn't you quote it and you said, where did you find this footage of me, Steve?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I got a really good laugh out of that one. Have a good one, Don.
Yeah, you can come back, watch anytime. Hang out, just comment underneath the video. I'll get a little bit better about checking all the comments afterwards. It is a little bit difficult at times, so.
Mhm.
So yeah, commenting during the show is definitely the best way to get our attention. That's
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure. Or messaging us on X. But
Yeah, usually comments in the chat works so much better. And like what
Yes,
we
it
try to
does.
do here, we try to be as interactive as we can with our audience. And I'm sure once the podcast starts growing, like I've seen in the litter box with Cat Turd and Jules Jones, like their comments are just like flying. So maybe if we get to be that big at some point, it'd be kind of really hard to comment or shout everybody out. But
yeah, and they get super chats and stuff. We don't really get those. Which, is fine. But it is something that we want to work towards.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to give a shout out to a longtime sponsor. If I could find the video really quick.
Eddie probably deleted it.
He might have. I think he did. Oh, well, it was Smokin Gun Coffee. They reached out to me like a year and a half ago, and honestly, I don't promote them enough. I really should promote them more, but they're an affiliate sponsor. So if you go to smokinguncoffee.com, not smoking gun, it's Smokin Gun Coffee. Yeah. Smokin Gun Coffee. I actually have a whole tribe of patriots here. We got a whole bunch of coffee. We got some sweet coffee. What is that? A tumbler? It's right there. Tumbler. I got Tribe Patriots hat, 4 other kinds of coffee. You can subscribe to it, which I am actually subscribed to get these coffees. Man, I don't have Bartholomew anymore, but I should retell the story. Bartholomew was my rooster, and he's as of now, he's in Rooster Valhalla because he died protecting his family. So, wait a minute. What? Super chat?
Yeah. Ronnie Chappa said he sent you a super chat. Appreciate that, Ronnie. Sherry does bring up a good question. Do you have an estimate for the DC march in support of Pete tomorrow? That I do not.
Ooh.
The last I heard, it was a couple hundred veterans that are going with two former Navy SEALs. When I was scrolling through X, I kind of saw it, but I didn't get a bunch of details behind it. But I'm sure this week DC is going to be crazy, and especially on inauguration day. Ooh, like I don't know. I don't think I would go if I was invited. It's just so weird, especially with that military equipment that was stolen in California a couple of days ago, the Humvees and machine gun mounts. Man, my spidey senses are tingling. I just hope nothing comes to effect.
Can't hold back. Can't give in to the fear, otherwise they win. Also, it's expensive to go there. I was looking into hotels because technically, we got tickets to go there, but I can't afford it. we just went down to I went down to Texas. Steve and I, hung out with Donut Operator and Brandon Herrera and went to Range Day, which was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys for inviting us. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to it next time as well. And
plus next month we're flying out to DC, so
we're going out to DC again. So, or I guess, yeah.
Oh well,
For
you're
CPAC.
going again, right? You went with
Nope.
when Scott Pressler, or was that?
That was Detroit.
Oh, okay. Was that Turning Point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So CPAC will be really interesting. I don't know how I'm going to fit in with all those people. Like Eddie said, he wants me to wear something nice. I told him that I would at least have a collar, probably. So
Probably.
I don't know, man. I got something wrong with me to where when I'm told that I need to fit in, I want to fit in less. I'm like, no, fuck
Right.
these people.
You're a rebel, sir.
But I'm not. I just don't like. I don't like being another brick in the wall. I guess it's not that I have to have like. It's not that I have to have like attention on me. I'm not an attention seeker, but I don't want to blend in for the sake of blending in, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to wear nice shit. Like I'm not gonna wear like my work pants and work boots,
Well, right.
Yeah. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll just wear that shit. Just show up. Maybe be like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Hey,
some nice.
yeah, dude, hell yeah! Come see us on Media Row, man. We'll have a whole stand. It's like from 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. to 11 or 1. I don't know.
7-Eleven.
I have no idea. Eddie tells me these things, and then I forget them. So
Don't worry, I got you,
can't
buddy.
help it.
Yeah. So I'm wearing my cowboy hat, dude. I'm gonna try to stand out because like this is the time where we get to meet a lot of people, and I mean,
Should I
if
wear my
real
headdress?
Americans. Oh, absolutely, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing it. At times,
no,
at
let me
least.
wear
Maybe not the whole time, but
Yeah.
I'll definitely wear it.
Or I can wear your headdress and you can wear my cowboy hat. That would really turn some heads.
Yeah. See, just confuse the shit out of everybody.
Who's the native?
I got my hair all tucked up underneath the hat.
Oh,
I'm wearing like a hairnet to pull it all back. Yeah.
We'll culturally appropriate each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know if
gonna
I
be
really
fun,
want to talk
dude.
about this anymore, but I feel like we have to because we're running out of time,
Yeah.
and I feel obligated to bring this up because I want to start ringing the alarm bells for here in Washington State for anybody. If you're watching this, or if anybody clips it, maybe I should clip it, and put it out there. But
Mhm.
the law is being implemented right now for what they're teaching our kids in school is actually horrifying. Let's see. Last year, Washington State passed a law that basically said that they're mandating K through 12 sexual education. Now it's supposed to be age appropriate, but
Okay.
I was just sent these today for what they're going to be sharing with kids, grades 4 through 6. I'll show you some of the things that they're implementing here,
Okay.
in how to talk to the kids.
I'm sure I'm gonna be appalled.
So this is guidelines for the teachers on how to talk to the kids about
Okay.
this stuff, because since it's mandated, this is top down from the government. So it's mandated all the way across the state. Grades 4 through 6, okay?
hmm
This is
You're
just
gonna have to read it
crazy
off. I
shit.
can't really read it, so
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'll zoom in. Oh, that's too
There we-
much. Okay. So, answering identity questions. This is page 16. If you go to kingcounty.gov, you can actually look this up yourself. kingcounty.gov, and then just type in the search bar gender identity, and all this shit comes up. You can look up the curriculum for grade school, middle school, and high school, and it's all just
Okay.
crazy. But now this is 4th through 6th grade. This is 9 to 11 years old,
Oh my.
mind you. Actually, this is 8 to 11 years old, between 4th and 6th grade, because I think kids are usually turning. My kid is in 5th grade, but anyway, answering identity questions. Sometimes students ask questions about groups of people with a shared identity, such as race, ethnicity, or sexual orientation. Positive identity development is an important part of healthy adolescent development. Answering identity questions involves affirming all identities. It is mandated that they have to affirm all identities.
Oh my. So what if someone's a stormtrooper? They have to be identified as the dark side?
Yeah. So, let's see. The flash values question protocol is never used for questions related to a person's identity, including questions about race. What is this? Oh, okay. Strategies. Oh, this is what I wanted to read. So continue to use foundational answering skills such as validating the question, using a matter-of-fact tone when you answer, defining any terms, and answering the factual part of the question if there is one. Answer in a way that affirms people's identities. That's the craziest thing to me. Identify and reject stereotypes. So this is.
Oh my.
We'll go into a little bit more once I switch over to the next page, but I wanted to highlight these particular things because I read through all of this stuff, and I mean, look at the example questions that they give on how you're supposed to answer these questions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The first question: can people of different religions get married? I'm so glad you asked the question. In the United States, people of every religion are free to marry who they choose. Not true, because in Muslim, they are allowed to marry 12-year-olds. It's not legal here in the United States.
Correct.
But, yeah, although some religions may have their own guidelines about this, it's never okay to treat someone badly because of who they marry. Unless it's a freaking 12-year-old.
Right. Oh my.
Anyway, and the next one, listen to this. So this is why I shared that freaking video about the pink backpack, because of bullshit like this. This is in the teacher's guide, that the pamphlet that they hand out. This is supposed to guide them.
Statewide, yes.
Can boys wear skirts? This is a really common question. People are allowed to wear clothing that make them feel comfortable. Although there may be dress codes or other rules in certain buildings that people are required to follow in those spaces, there is no one way for any gender to dress. It is important to treat everyone with caring and respect, no matter what clothes they choose to wear.
Wow, they're leaving this wide open, dude.
It is now, I mean, as far as I can tell, that means that becoming a furry is completely legal, and it has to be
accepted.
It has to be affirmed.
Or affirmed. Whatever that stupid ass word is.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So this is this one here. Check this out. So these are going to be the lessons that they're implementing. Okay. This is a little bit older. This is for middle school. Okay. This is now 6th to 8th grade. So we've upgraded from 9-year-olds to 11 to 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
Reproductive system and pregnancy, sexual orientation and gender identity. They're going to be teaching this in middle schools to 11-year-olds and up. Okay. A summary of this is students learn the definition of identity and the importance of feeling positively about their identities. Sexual orientation and gender identity are introduced as two categories of identity held by everyone. It is automatic. Like at 11 years old, you are going to have a government employee, adult, explaining to a minor how their sexual orientation is one of two components of their own identity. So you're going to have an adult talking behind closed doors to your 11-year-old about their sexual orientation.
That should never be discussed at school, ever.
And now it's written in the law. They have to. It's crazy.
I know. It's wow.
Yeah, listen to this. Okay, students learn. So they have, this is just a summary of it, but students learn common terms and foundational information related to these concepts through small and large group activities. They discuss strategies that help develop pride in any of their identities and practice applying these strategies to a scenario about sexual orientation and gender identity. So not only are they going to be indoctrinating them into these disgusting sexual identities and orientation, but also to have pride in it.
Yeah, that was the word that caught me. That's satanic, dude.
What's the 7 deadliest sins? I think pride is in there, right?
I think it is in there. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh,
So
Gene.
the
That is such a great comment. What happens when a white kid says he has pride in being white?
ooh.
You dropped the hammer on that one. Oh, I'm sure he'll get expelled.
Oh my gosh, I should have my son do that because he's fairly white.
Yeah.
And then I'll come in and be like, "Hey, motherfuckers!"
He's
They're like,
half
"Your
native.
son said he's a white power,
Wyatt Power.
white power." Dude, we used to have this black kid. So one of the few black kids that went to my school, he was like, really dark. Whenever he came into a party, this was like, we were 17, 18 years old. Whenever he showed up to the party, he'd run inside and go, "White power!"
No way.
Oh yeah, dude, it was hilarious. I love that guy.
Okay, well,
He was
wait, was
awesome.
that around? That might have been around the time with Chappelle's show. Remember when he did the white supremacist or the
Mm-hmm.
white black supremacist, whatever, but he's like, "What? If you got hate in your heart, let it out, white power."
Oh yeah, dude,
One
it
of
was-
the
it was
greatest
gold.
skits of all time, dude. Dave Chappelle is my favorite comedian, and I got to see him live in Miami, and it was amazing, dude. Dude, it was.
I
It was
would
his
I would
last.
love to see him live. That's a yeah.
It was his last show on the tour
Oh.
that we went to. He walked out, dude. He had a 24 He cracked the beer and he had a cigarette in his hand and he just walked out on stage. But you could tell he looked tired, dude. But yeah, he didn't give a shit. It was amazing.
All right, Steven, I'm gonna. Did I just call you Steven? I'm gonna fly through this really quick. So the
Okay.
learning objectives of this page is to explain to everyone, that the student will be able to explain that everyone has a gender identity and a sexual orientation and differentiate between them. They'll be able to communicate respectfully with and about people of all gender identities, gender expressions, and sexual orientations. I can't get over this, that they're going to be talking about, like, when I said that LGBTQ is inherently a sexual movement and it shouldn't have there should be no place in school for this, because these government employees, adults, do not need to be talking to 11-year-olds about their sexual orientation. It's fucking gross.
It's crazy. Hey, backtrack a little bit. Are they doing this in group setting too? Did I catch that?
Yeah.
So they're
In
gonna
small
apply peer pressure.
small and large group activities.
Oh my, dude. So they're gonna apply peer pressure as well.
Yeah. And they're gonna be able to explain why it's important for people to feel proud of their identities. Even the hot ones. I'm gonna I hope I can get my son to just exploit the shit out of this. I'm gonna send him to school in a Master Chief outfit.
That's such an amazing idea.
Dude, I'm gonna buy him like one of the $400 like really nice ones. So it's like legit. And then he's gonna have a helmet on so he doesn't bonk his head. And it's got the mask is important because you don't want COVID. So they're allowed to wear masks.
Actually, right.
So don't want to bonk his head and don't want COVID. And his pronouns are Master Chief, and that's how you have to address him all the time.
Oh my God, dude! Oh, I bet you can pull it off. I really think
legally, I don't see how they could argue against it, especially if I go in there and say, no, that's his gender identity. What could they do?
You want to go to, dude? You know, you could create like a national thing if you did that, like especially if they like denied it. Then you know what I mean?
I know, but
it could be amazing.
The only thing is that I don't know if my son would be up for it.
Well, then you have to brainwash him into doing it.
I'm off to get him. You're going this way, boy.
No,
You're Master Chief.
You would be exactly what we're fighting against. So no.
Oh
my gosh,
so
yeah, dude,
mind you, they also talk about rules of dating. So they're going to be explaining the qualities of a healthy dating relationship. I don't know exactly what
defines healthy.
Yeah, like review state laws on relationships and sex to 11-year-olds. Nice. That's fucking just disgusting. What the fuck? They're gonna review state laws on relationships and sex to 11-year-olds. Brilliant. Good job, guys.
Dude,
saying no, abstinence. Okay, there's something good. Preventing STDs.
Hey, wait. Hang on, Maurice. I thought we're coming after your kids was a conspiracy theory.
Bro.
Oh man, that's crazy.
It's
actually happening.
Grooming here.
Yeah, dude, that 100%. That's a grooming. What do you call that? Manifesto, essentially.
Yeah, and understand this, okay? In Washington State, they passed a law a couple years ago. It was Senate Bill 5599. It went into law that made it so 13-year-olds, 12 or 13-year-olds can run away from home, be housed in a host home, and receive gender-affirming care. Any government employee is not required to tell the parents how long the kid's gone, where they're staying, or what kind of care they're receiving. So, that's already law. So, all this extra shit that they're doing now, this is going to be, these kids are like, we need outside intervention. This, like, I want to get the word out. I'm trying to, I need to be able to put this into like a 10-minute video and just so I can hopefully get
Mhm.
all the big creators to share it, because we need help in Washington State. They're literally sacrificing our youth,
Yes.
and I can't wait for 8 years because they're all going to be fucked up.
hmm It's gonna be a new generation of depressed, angry SSRI taking nuts, dude. Like,
Yeah. Look, they're going to be okay. This is the one that are they going to be talking about abortion here? Because birth control methods, the overall purpose of this lesson is to learn about birth control methods while developing positive attitudes and positive peer norms about birth control. This is for 11 to 13-year-olds.
yeah,
They're going to be
dude,
talking about condoms, how to apply them. And did we do that in seventh grade? Did they talk about
No.
condoms? And possibly even abortion. Describe how birth control methods can reduce the risk of pregnancy. Define emergency contraception. And see right here, define emergency contraception. What does that mean? Is that Plan B?
That is Plan B, 100%. So, yeah. Wait, they had one sentence about abstinence, right?
Yeah, they had one little page here.
I'm like, yeah. And I think that was taught for younger
Abstinence
kids, right?
here. Students define abstinence and learn the steps to refuse effectively. In small groups, they practice using refusal skills. Are they going to be asking to have sex with each other?
Wouldn't put it past them.
What? Dude,
All
of
the
this
more
shit-
you
all
read it,
of
the
this
worse
stuff-
it gets.
yeah. And you go to the high school one and it's even worse. But
Oh God.
dude, all of this stuff is insanely disturbing. And so I do want to put this into a
I think you could break
video
it
that
down
would
in
be more
10 minutes,
easily
yeah.
digestible for everybody. But I'm going to have to dig into it a little bit more and be able to explain Senate Bill 5599 and
Correct.
the laws that they're looking to pass this year. Oh my gosh, it is just it is absolute chaos. I think that they're sacrificing children because in
Yeah.
Washington State, you guys, there's actually medical facilities attached to the schools, to high schools. Not in my
Not like a
town,
nurse.
but in like Seattle and Bellingham and all the big liberal cities. There's literally medical facilities that are going to be able to give gender affirming care and abortions, and it's going to be completely legal to be done without parental knowledge or consent. And it's literally attached to the high schools. It is fucked. I've talked about this years ago. Go back on my YouTube channel. Go to Law Native Patriot on YouTube. And
Mhm.
years ago, I was freaking out about this because
Yeah.
I can't believe that this is being discussed.
It's crazy. Have you ever watched the music video "Another Brick in the Wall" by Pink Floyd, where it's like school children on conveyor belts, like moving through the motions of like a factory or like an assembly line, essentially? It almost seems like that's what they're doing in Washington State. They're like pumping them in, giving them gender affirming care, and then pushing them out the door. And it's just creating a whole generation of these disheveled children that are being propagandized and taking their youth away. You know, their innocence. Like this is appalling, man. And I hope you create a video, and I hope it goes like ultra viral on X because people need to see this.
Yeah. I mean, it is absolutely heartbreaking to me to see this. And like Elon Musk is talking about shit that's going on over in Europe and the rape gangs and shit, which is like, that definitely needs to be talked about. But if we don't do something, Elon Musk talks all the time about population collapse. Well, if we fucking sterilize all of our kids or confuse them to the point where they, think that they're the opposite sex and then they won't have kids, like, our population is going to collapse rapidly. We
Right.
stand no chance if we are actively screwing up the kids now and putting it into law. I mean, the new law that they're wanting to pass, I don't remember exactly what it is, but they're writing children consent into the law that the school and the government employees in public schools would not be allowed to tell the parents about the child's sexual orientation or their gender identity or the name that they're being called unless the child consents.
Oh my God, dude.
They're writing it into law. They're putting in child consent into
Yep.
law.
I tell you what, dude. If any adult did any of this to my children, they would FAFO. I promise you, it would not be pretty because they have no right to do this. These are children. They're not adults. They're not consenting adults, and they cannot make these life-changing decisions ever. Can they drive? No. Can they vote? No. Can they serve in the military? Can they purchase tobacco, alcohol? No. But you can get your pecker chopped off? No.
Can
This
they
is
buy
not
a
how this-
Starbucks drink? No, because that has caffeine in it, and they are
Oh,
not
that's
allowed
right.
to
'Cause
buy
it's
it.
18, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they can't
And
buy
they're-
a Monster Energy drink.
Yeah. And they're doing all of this on purpose.
Mhm.
They want this to happen.
They want the parents to go to jail. Okay, so there's actually a big part of this. There's a whole worksheet that is for families to fill out. And this is for elementary school. Okay, I'll share this really quick, and then we can go. I know we're running a little late.
Yeah.
Steve has to wake up really early. I know this. Okay, so elementary, grades 4 through 6. Okay. Flash family homework. Signature of adult, signature of student. Okay, so these are the kind of questions.
Mhm.
There is no question for today's lesson. Please read the information about the page about Flash family homework. Okay, I'm not reading that right now. What are some of the things that make your family special? We learned that self-esteem means liking yourself or feeling good about yourself. What are some things a person should do if they're not feeling good about themselves? Okay. How has gender discrimination changed during your life?
Well, that escalated.
Yeah, a little bit. What are important qualities to have in a friend? See, now that, like, if this wasn't talking about sex so much, I would see that as like an innocent question. But when these
Right.
teachers are pretending to be the friends of these students and they're legally required to
Yes.
affirm everything they say, like I feel like this question.
It's what they're trying to do with these questions is they're trying to normalize their agenda. They'll throw in a few like baseline kind of like any type questions like why is this color of the sky blue, and then are you gay?
Yes.
You know,
Dude, this is yeah, Ronnie's right. These are groomers. What do you do when you have to make a hard decision? Make a choice?
yeah.
Like, what does that mean?
Like it's so vague. It's up to interpretation. You know.
What? Okay. What would you like me to do if someone asked me to keep a secret from you?
Oof. So you know what they're
But-
doing
but
right there.
They're writing into law that the child has to consent
Mhm.
to the teachers in order for the teachers to tell the parents about what's going on.
Yeah. So what that one might do, they might like have, okay, so maybe you have children 1 through 10, right? And then maybe 5 of them say, tell my parents. And then 6 through 10 are like, it depends on the lie. And those are the
Yeah.
people that are going to target. You know what I mean? Like the 6 through 10, they're going to be like, okay, well, okay, let's look at their list. And then boom, there's 2 of them out of that 10 that say they've been gender discriminated against. Boom, those are perfect candidates to groom.
Are there important things about pregnancy you want to make sure I know? Yes, that we are endowed by our Creator with inalienable rights at the zinc spark during fertilization. that's when our rights start. That is when our responsibility to recognize the rights of humans begins during fertilization. So abortion is murder. That's what I would like you to know about pregnancy.
Yeah. There you go. Case closed.
Yeah. This is crazy, man. It's just insane.
Yeah, I'm sure those
Everything,
questions. Go
dude,
ahead. Sorry.
everything about this, it just is torturous to go through. So,
We'll just call it the
well,
grooming manifesto of Washington State.
it is. I mean, it is literally in law that the teachers have to affirm every gender identity, and they have to respond in affirming ways,
Right.
and then go through sexual talks with 11-year-olds or 9-year-olds, because it starts at fucking 4th grade. So 9-year-olds. It's insane. It's not. It's just. It's so twisted and gross and dark, and it kicks in this year.
And the saddest part is there are many adults and many teachers that are wanting to do this. This is not something they're like fighting back against, and we're going to take this up to the Supreme Court of Washington State and try to get this done, which that'd be a moot point because they would deny it or probably not even see the motion. But bro, this is a sick generation of people.
It really is, and the way that they've been targeting kids for a long time is insanely disturbing. So,
Hey,
I don't
Ronnie
know.
said it's time to move.
It is.
I know you don't want to leave Washington, man.
I might
It's
have
like
to,
if
man. This shit's too far. I mean, so we have a plan to get involved with some groups, like I was talking about really early in the podcast, and we're going to see how that goes. So, and we can see if we can stop this implementation outright in the school because of reasons that I can't disclose yet, but
that's fine.
Yeah, we can't get into it as much until I know for sure. And yeah, so we're looking to stop this, and then I'll be coming on and telling you guys exactly how to do it, and how to get this shit out of schools.
It's sort of like I guess I'm not going to ask any probing questions. No pun intended.
If they're confused about gender, tell them to try milking a bull. Wow.
That's funny.
Well,
why is it taking so long?
Yeah, you could do that. Or you could just say gender is a state of mind and has no relationship with reality. So the fact that they're trying to pass this off as something real, the only way you know somebody's gender is if they articulate it to you or write it down. There's no test. There's no way to know. So they're literally talking about a state of mind. It's like a mood. What mood are you in? I'm grumpy. What gender are you? I'm non-binary today because gender is fluid, man. It's stupid. And so they mix it with sex, and they're like, okay, well, you don't feel like a girl today, so let's just go cut your breasts off. You're 14.
Come on, bro.
You can cut your breasts off.
Yeah.
It's fucked. All of this is fucked. It's just insane.
Yep.
But
absolutely.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to leave you on a terrible note.
We got to stop doing that.
I
gotta start bringing. We should have brought that video last.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. To like.
I still watch it. It's still funny.
That probably would have been a good idea, but
it's all right.
But hey, tomorrow morning we got confirmations. Pete Hegseth, early in the morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time. And other than that, you got anything to say before we get out of here, Steve?
And it's going to be a wild week. I'll just say that, and I'm all here for it.
Stay strapped.
Yep. Stay strapped to get clapped.
Yeah, you never know what's coming because it sure seems like we've been waiting for the bell to drop, and it hasn't, right? It's like Trump got elected, and then it's just been like everything's been going really, really smooth. Apart from like, the terrorist attacks and the fires, apart from that stuff. But overall, it's been fairly calm. The Democrats have just been kind of pushing everything through.
Which scares the shit out of me because
me too.
they don't want Trump. They don't want the Epstein list, the JFK files, all of that stuff to be released. That's why I'm saying about Inauguration Day. I'm just saying, like, we haven't seen Antifa, BLM in the last 4 years, essentially. I mean, besides any skirmishes, but it's crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Well, to put your mind at ease, Steve, I'll let the FBI tell you.
Oh, God.
It'll ease your mind, with the
I'm sure it
FBI
will.
saying this.
We are not currently tracking any specific or credible threats to the inaugural ceremony or to the Capitol complex. We will continue to work closely with our partners to share information and identify and disrupt any threats that may emerge.
Do you feel safer?
Oh, so safe. I haven't been this safe in years.
Yeah.
I don't believe a single word that comes out of that corrupt ass organization.
No credible threats. We
Okay.
got some guys on our radar, but no credible threats. Yikes. Yeah. Oh, well. I make an appeal to heaven, you guys. Pray for this country. Pray for Trump. Pray for our future success. Because in all reality, I think it's time. It's really time we as a citizenry make an appeal to heaven, because there's a lot needing to be cleaned up in this country, and it's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen without pushback. There's going to be plenty of that. So
Yes,
make
sir.
an appeal to heaven, you guys. God bless you all. God bless America. Thank you for tuning in to the 22nd episode of the Cowboys and Indians podcast. We got many more coming. CPAC next month. It's going to be a lot of fun. February 19th through the 22nd. We will be there at Media Row, hanging with I don't know, bigwigs. I don't know what to call them. I don't like calling them bigwigs because it makes me. It's like, I don't even trust them. It's
They're
like
just other people, whatever.
Yeah, the
Fake
big,
news
the rich
commies.
city folk will be with
Oh.
them. So I'm sure we'll fit in just fine. Take care, you guys. God bless. We'll see you on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.